Hello, and today's product review is this thing, Sound Blaster Tactic3D Rage Wireless. Nice little headset. Okay, you have this box, and inside it you find this thing. Okay, and you have this USB receiver to send your wireless signal from your PC, and this USB cable which doesn't transmit any data, it's only used for recharging the battery, so you actually need two free USB ports and one is not enough to use it. Although I guess you could use just for something like this if you can get one from another device, because it's only used for recharging. But so now if I let me just turn it on. Okay. So yeah. Oh, it's a little slow to react. Okay. Okay, there. Now as I turn it off, these little lights come up, they blink from different colors until they just start blinking red. They don't really serve any purpose. And on this there's like a mute microphone button this side, and here's a power button and volume control, and that's all you have. So why would you want one of these? Well, it's just there aren't that many wireless headsets out there. There are plenty of wireless headphones, but they don't have a microphone, so it's no good for any kind of gaming where you have to use some kind of software to talk to other people. And there's plenty of headphones with microphone, but like this, they're not wireless. When you try to combine the two, there's not really that many choices. So is this any good? Well, not really. Where to begin? Well, first of all, when it's new, when it comes out of the box, the microphone, which I think is one of the most important parts, doesn't work at all. I mean, well, it does work, but the input volume is so low that when you try to talk to other people, they can't hear you, and they can't just turn up their volume, because that would make everyone else's voice too loud. So you have to do something to adjust your input volume, and if the microphone's not working, what's the point of having this? So then you can download some kind of firmware update, which does help a little bit. But when I did that and downloaded, it had 2 files to install, but it wasn't that simple. The other one just didn't install, and I had to fight with it for hours and hours and try all kinds of weird stuff before I could actually get it done. And of course, after the firmware update, I have to pair the headset again with the receiver, and that's how you do that is not something very simple and obvious. And if you look at the instructions that come with it, they don't tell you anything about how to do that. So you have to look for instructions online. Well, you can find them if you know what to look for, but yeah, that's a really complicated process just to get the microphone to work at all. So that's just something that's unacceptable. I mean, product like this should work straight from the box. I shouldn't have to like fight it with it for like countless hours just to get it to work. So even after that, there's some problems with the microphone, but well, we'll get to that in a moment. Let's just talk about there are some other problems with this too. First of all, the ergonomics. Now this is kind of heavy. Actually, it doesn't really feel heavy on your hand, but it's much heavier than any other headset I've ever used, and you're just not used to have that much weight on your head. And this padding on the top, let's turn it on like this, it's really hard. Like, okay, it may look soft and flexible, I can like do this, but that's just appearance. I have to put really a lot of pressure on it to do this. So like it still kind of feels hard. It's some kind of hard foam rubber that just not really, like when I put it on, if I wear it even for 1 hour, this part here is gonna put so much pressure on the top of my head that it starts to hurt in about 1 hour of wearing this. It's actually painful to use. And yeah, that's the microphone, even after getting all the firmware updates and stuff done, which was really a lot more difficult than it should be, it's still not very good. Like the audio quality is still going up and down, and like if I compare it to some other headsets I have, like this, it doesn't have a detachable microphone, it just turns up. When I'm not using it, I usually turn it up here. So sometimes when I put it on, I forget that I have to turn the microphone down. Instead of, I just forget and leave it up here. Well, people can still hear what I'm saying just fine. But with this, like even moving it like 1 millimeter up or down makes a huge difference, like about the audio quality. It's just terrible. And there's a bit of false advertisement that you can still use it even when you're recharging the batteries, which is not really true. Well, if I plug in the recharge cable, which is kind of hard to get in there, I don't know what, well, okay, I can still use it to listen to, but now I can't use the microphone. It's gonna cause some kind of weird bass, loud buzzing sound, and so I can't really use the microphone. So it's just false advertisement when they say you can still use it while recharging. It's not true. Well, you can listen, but you can't use the microphone. And even when I'm not using the recharge cable, it's still somehow sensitive to static electricity, that you get this weird buzzing sound that covers all other voices on the microphone sometimes. So yeah, so there's just so many problems with this microphone that it's terrible. And if that doesn't work, why would you want this kind of headset at all? And even if you want to use it just for listening, the bad ergonomics means it's just very uncomfortable. It's just almost painful to use for a long period of time. So yeah, well, all I can conclude is it's a bad product. Don't buy it. Just forget about it.